Very nice. Good evening and welcome to our senior class of 2021 scholarship night here at Lake Stevens High School. Students and families, on behalf of the Lake Stevens High School team and our community, we are so delighted that you're a part of our amazing learning community, and we're extremely excited to be here tonight to celebrate. It is and has always been an honor to be a part of this celebration, especially at this time of the year. And just prior to logging all of you on with us, we were recognizing that last year this time, it was our very first webinar here at Lake Stevens High School. Unfortunately, we've become more accustomed to these, and we hope that in the future we'll be doing this in person again. However, this is exciting to be here. My name is Leslie Ivilia. As principal of Lake Stevens High School, it is my pleasure to welcome you and join you in this special celebration this evening. Again, while we're finding remote meetings more common these days, we would still much rather be in person for this recognition. This, however, was not an opportunity we were going to let go by. As I am commonly quoted to say, today is a great day to be a Viking. And tonight with our seniors, class of 2021, it is absolutely no different. Seniors and families, we thank you for your continued flexibility and responsiveness as we make adjustments to implement activities such as this, and for being here on a wonderfully sunny evening. Thanks for joining us, because you are joining and partnering with us to celebrate your seniors. I would like to pause and take just one moment to thank each of you for being here. As we recognize, this journey over the course of the last 17 months has been extremely challenging. Nonetheless, we are here to honor and to celebrate. Your students, our Vikings, continue to function by demonstrating exceptional grit, perseverance, as well as being relentless in the pursuit of success and excellence. I believe this evening you'll learn more about that as you listen to those that will be sharing around awards and the background around their selection criteria, as well as when you hear how much scholarship money our seniors have earned. Tonight, we will learn about several qualities such as being self-directed, adaptable, accountable, hardworking, invested, and growth-minded. And in many ways, our scholars who have found ways to transform and to learn in a differentiated format, a format that instructional models kept changing throughout this year. And our seniors have definitely worked hard to figure it out and to be settled in an unsettled time. Before we begin our formal recognition, I do have a few opening comments and logistical details, so please bear with me. It absolutely would feel just a bit wonky if we didn't at least acknowledge that this is a very new way to host this celebration, even though we've done it many times since then. Our second scholarship night is a webinar. And last year, I think I mentioned, we never thought we'd be doing this again in this format. And yet, while it's not quite as personal as we'd like as our usual event, this does provide us the opportunity to still celebrate, which is absolutely, rightfully so, the significant accomplishments and successes of our students. Again, I'll share more about that topic in a moment. While we don't anticipate any technical difficulties, we do know that our presenters tonight are in different locations, remotely working. So if we do experience some technical difficulties, we just ask that you please bear with us as we progress through those simple hiccups throughout the night. There's a few things we wanted to mention. First, we will be in short moments sharing our screen, and panelists will be sharing the responsibility of presenting their own scholarships, which is an absolute gift to our evening tonight. In case someone experiences technical difficulties, we may choose to move to the next scholarship while they get reset, and then we'll bounce back to them. So please don't worry at home that we will miss your senior being recognized. As we go forward this evening, please also know that you, as an attendee, have the ability to adjust the settings on your personal device. If you notice while I'm talking, the speaker presentation makes me bigger, possibly on your screen. If there comes a point where the speaker's portrait is covering part of the screen and you're unable to see the slides when we start sharing them, please know that you can click and drag to move our photo off to the side. So we do encourage you to do so, because your students' faces are much more important than ours. If you get disconnected, simply return to the webinar by using the original link. And finally, please know that this webinar again is being recorded and we will post it on a later date for your keepsake and memorabilia. So with that, I'm going to begin this evening our formal recognition and remind you that tonight is an evening to honor our seniors and the breadth of scholarship awards that have been earned. My jaw dropped, and the exact words from Kim LaFortune when she shared is, "Are you ready for this?" I think there's a song that states that too. The class of 2021 folks have been awarded not just over $1 million in scholarship money, which is a typical statement that I say, but are you ready for this? This year, I had to make sure I knew how to say this. $2,081,346 in scholarship money to support the next step in their lives. Please join me in that huge celebration and recognition. And let's listen to this. This is only the money that we know about and that's been reported. This year was a bit more complicated to make sure that we got all of that information. So $2 million, folks. And I think you'll hear more as Lance shares this evening that we have some data that suggests there's definitely more money out there. With that, we congratulate our seniors. So yes, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, wherever you're at, if you have that senior with you right now, please take an opportunity to look over, grab them, squeeze and hug them big. And yes, seniors, you need to open and embrace that with open arms right now. So again, celebration with us on the panel. Congratulations, seniors. And while we might just recognize a few of you tonight, each of you has celebrations to be proud of. This is a significant testament to your hard work and your dedication and the character of each of you. Again, this year relentlessly. So, coupled with the encouragement of parents, teachers, and other significant adults, congratulations to each of you. Tonight, to present the awards, there are several wonderful and giving people and organizations, many of whom are experiencing either for the first time or the first time since we were together last year, this particular use of technology. So please join me in thanking them as they are here tonight and were early to make sure that we were set and prepared to say congratulations. We absolutely at Lake Stevens High School and in our community recognize that without their support, many of our Vikings would simply not be able to advance and pursue college and career aspirations as they set out. So we thank you to our panelists and our scholarship presenters from Lake Stevens High School, community, and Lake Stevens School District as a whole. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Your generosity and your continued commitment to the students and families in our community always have a lasting impact, not only on our students' lives, but also the lives they touch and all the lives of those around us in our community as we celebrate. One last thing, parents, moments like this are exhilarating, as you can imagine, the pride and appreciation you have for your children and all their effort and success. Tonight is absolutely an affirmation of that effort. Tonight, we present to you the very best of our high school with honors and recognition they have earned in the class of 2021. So yes, this is your opportunity to open your arms and let that senior thank you for the support and success they've had as a result of each of you. And again, this extends well beyond just parents, family members, and friends, community members, and all. This tier, along with graduation, is always exciting. And it's always a time that I greatly value in education because it's that moment we're always working towards. And as busy as it is, I always try extra hard this year to slow down. And I've said it before, to look up and to enjoy each interaction, sometimes both the positive and the negative, and some of those things that present learning opportunities. And this year I'm reminded once again to choose happiness. I said it last year, but I reflected on my notes and I realized it absolutely applies again this year. Listen better, smile more, look for the rewards, and this year embrace the moment, even when feeling a bit unsettled. I talked last year about really blooming where we are planted. And again, if we were to take that metaphor, it applies this year, so I kept it. Blooming where we are planted, one step further. Let's remember that these seniors are blooming amidst the challenging, rocky soil of a global pandemic laced with the tragic events and racial tensions that are unfolding across our country, and yet they still blossom. If I had one wish for the class of 2021, it would be that we could be in person and that I could give you more than a fist bump and a big smile without a mask. Students, please be celebrated. You've been successful in one of the most academically rigorous high schools in our country, and skills and characteristics that you've sharpened here while you served well, I suggest that you serve well next in the world. You're a future of community members, fine young men and women, and you represent our school and our community well. Again, tonight we get to recognize you for the results of your efforts. Again, I'll say a pure illustration of why it is a great day to be a Viking. So with that, I do want to use one more opportunity and then we will begin. And she's humble and doesn't ever want this recognition, but if you will, Kim LaFortune, please let us take a moment. This evening would not happen without you, your tireless diligence. She is our career counselor, Kim LaFortune, and thank you to the entire administrative team and our counseling team who have continued to support Kim throughout this wonderful journey. So without further ado, I say, let us begin. We'll go ahead and at this time share screen, and our first presenter tonight is one of our very own Lake Stevens High School DECA Scholarship is presented by instructor Karen Morton. Karen, please take it away.
Good evening. The DECA Scholarship is possible because of a strong partnership with our business community. Applicants for the DECA Scholarship are reviewed and interviewed and endorsed by alumni who were former DECA Scholarship recipients. The interviewer stated this year that our recipient for the scholarship stood out through the application process and the interview process. Further, they could tell that he has a bright future ahead of him and is willing to put in the work to succeed. I'd like to tell you about tonight's recipient, Braden Shinigawa. He is a 3-time DECA state competitor and met his goal this year of competing at the International DECA competition. He'll be continuing his education at Grand Canyon University, and he plans to major in entrepreneurship. In his letter of recommendation from Mrs. Columby, she says, Braden is a problem solver, a person with high moral standards and an incredibly strong work ethic. He has learned that every experience is worthwhile and brings its own important and unique perspectives. He embraces life experiences. I echo her comments. I am thrilled to present a $1,000 DECA scholarship to Braden Shinigawa. Congratulations, Braden. And I think one of the funnest things tonight is just looking at their senior pictures. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Karen, and congratulations, Braden. And the next presenter for this evening will be Angie Kendall, who will be presenting our Lake Stevens Education Association Scholarship. Angie?
Good evening. My name is Angie Kendall, and I am a 5th grade teacher at Sunnycrest Elementary. Tonight, I have the privilege of presenting the Lake Stevens Education Association scholarships. We offer 2 $500 scholarships to graduating children of members of our union. And this year, our committee members were Autumn Morrison, reading specialist at Sunnycrest Elementary, Kelsey Fisk, special education teacher at Stevens Creek Elementary, and myself. It is an honor to be a part of the committee, learning about our senior applicants and determining 2 students that exemplify courage, determination, and grit. And this year in particular has been a year of facing obstacles head on, digging deep to excel amongst the difficulties of remote learning, possible isolation, and separation of what we deem to be normal. It is clearly evident through the letters of recommendation and personal essays that all of our applicants this year stepped up, set high expectations for themselves, and in amongst the unknown, and excelled in all that they did. While it was difficult to choose, our 2 recipients this year are Cali Knutson and Madeline Coe. And it was impressive to hear of their character, achievement, and passions from their teachers and community members that had been touched by both girls. Cali and Madeline not only want to give back to those who have given so much to them, but they have chosen career paths because of a desire to care for others. Madeline has a courageous desire to go into oncology. She stated in her application that while biology has always been her favorite, her desire to specialize in oncology came after her experience with her own father's doctor. He was honest and caring with my parents and helped them through one of the most difficult times of their lives. He inspired me to want to do that for so many people, she stated. Caring for others comes naturally to Madeline. She has been a part of Little Hungry Hearts food drives and is actively involved in the National Honor Society as an officer and a tutor. Callie shares a similar experience and how it has guided her into the career of education. She has had the privilege of growing up with a Lake Stevens teacher as her father, and watching him impact his students both in school and on the field has inspired her to do the same for those she will one day influence as a math teacher. Her determination for success and drive to challenge other students to succeed is distinctly articulated in her letters of recommendation. One of her writers states, "Her greatest attributes, in my opinion, are her work habits and ability to connect with others. She was someone I could count on to reteach material to others when they were struggling. As a teacher, I find this type of student invaluable." It is a great honor to award Callie and Madeline with the 2021 Lake Stevens Education Association scholarships. We look forward to seeing how these two individuals use their passions and experiences to change the lives around them. We wish you the best and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Angie, and congratulations, Madeline and Callaway. And yes, as Ms. Morton said, you can see some fun and exciting pictures from some of our seniors who it's a tradition for them to do some creative things in their school photos because yes, they don't have to purchase them their senior year. They purchase senior pictures for the most part. Congratulations and thank you. And without further ado, I'd like to be able to move on to the next scholarship, our Joe Derosier Memorial Scholarship. And forgive me, I want to make sure I get the name. I wrote it down. Kim, help me out.
You're good. I got it.
Thank you. Where are you? Amy will be doing it. Yes, I actually know Tofauti. Thank you, Amy.
You're good. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to present this award tonight. My name is Amy Tofauti. I'm a member of the Friends of Joe committee that was started by our beloved Lake Stevens High School history teacher, Mr. Jim Talley, who many of you remember, after a member of our senior class tragically passed away in 2001. Joe Derosier was a friend who overcame many personal obstacles while striving to better her circumstance. At 15, Joe had legally emancipated herself, was living on her own, and worked nearly full-time at Denney's to support herself. Her life was far from easy. Despite this, she always found time to support those she loved. She was generous. She was a listening ear. She was the person you called at 2 a.m. for help when your car broke down. Joe believed that her path to a brighter future was through obtaining higher education. From nearly failing grades her freshman year to nearly perfect grades her senior year, with several AP classes to boot, she had already surpassed expectation. Her relentless pursuit of this goal drove her to succeed. Each year, our committee has the honor of reviewing applications, our way of carrying on Joe's legacy, looking to find an applicant who exemplifies Joe's work ethic and determination to pursue a future full of possibilities that a higher education can bring. This year's recipient most exemplifies these qualities. They have defied the odds, showing generosity and continued achievement, thriving despite painful obstacles outside their own control. We look forward to seeing all the success and positive contributions they will surely bring to the world. We are extremely proud to present this year's Joe Derosier Scholarship to Shelby Ames. Congratulations.
Thank you, Amy. And yes, congratulations, Shelby. It's fun, like we said, to see your pictures, but this is that time where we would be applauding and taking other pictures. So congratulations. And without further ado, we'll move to the Dustin Cannon Memorial Scholarship, this year being presented by Lake Stevens High School Counselor Amy Wickland.
Good evening. I'm Amy Wickland. I'm one of the counselors at the high school. I get the pleasure of giving this award. I'm so excited about it, and I really hope she's watching. Dustin Cannon was a superstar kid at Lake Stevens High School. He kind of flew under the radar and did a lot of things for his school, some of it unnoticed, but he was kind of quietly behind the scenes doing great things and volunteering for his community. He was a US Marine. He unfortunately was killed on duty in Africa. And after that, the family got together and decided they really wanted to support students that were showing, great perseverance and grit and follow through and wanting to really help a student, give them an extra step up on their future plans, regardless of their future plans. So it's a pretty sweet scholarship. This year, they have chosen to award it to, would I say it out loud? Alicia Rosebrook is the winner. And she exemplifies all things that are amazing. If I say there's a good human, she's the first name that comes to my head. I get a little teary because I love her. She is so deserving of all praise. She's a great human. She works hard. She helps others. She smiles every day that you see her. And I can't even wait till she's an adult and gets to come back to me and tell me all her cool stories. So I hope you're watching, Alicia. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alicia, and thank you, Ms. Wicklund, for such compassion. You've now reduced me to tears, but it is a fun celebration, so thank you. And as you notice, some of the slides we wait before we share them because some of these are surprise awards and recognition, so we like to be able to let you hear the background before we move forward. Without further ado, we're going to move next to Derek Heyman, and Derek is going to present the Charles Curtis Scholarship from the Damascus Masonic Lodge, number 199. Derek?
Good evening. My name is Derek Heyman. I'm a past master of Damascus Lodge number 199 in Granite Falls. Freemasonry is, we like to say, the world's oldest fraternity. Organized our first Grand Lodge in England in 1717, moved here to the United States, where we have many founding fathers who are members of our fraternity, including George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, moving on to other presidents, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, and Douglas MacArthur. We are the oldest fraternal organization in Granite Falls, being around since about 1913. And all Freemasons work together to make good men better. And we do that by demonstrating the three tenets of Freemasonry: faith, hope, and charity. And one way that we provide charity to our local communities is by our lodge sponsoring a small scholarship. We raise money by holding pancake breakfasts and working the rest stops. So as people stop and get little cups of coffee, they donate to us and to our scholarship accounts. But this year, because of COVID, we're not able to do those fundraisers. So this year's scholarship came out of brothers' pockets, which is even more special. This scholarship is only available to Lake Stevens High School students who are in the top percentage of their class. So this is an exclusive scholarship. The scholarship is named after Charles Curtis, who is one of our members, a past master, and he is also a third generation brother in our lodge. And furthermore, he is the past police chief of Granite Falls. This year's recipient, I am very proud to announce, is Madison Cordell. She is going to do great things in the future, and we wish her the best of luck. Congratulations.
Thank you. From our social studies teacher also here at the high school, Mr. Derek Kamen, and congratulations, Madison. It's a nice reminder, Derek, of the fact that many of these organizations have had to be more creative in their fundraising process. So thank you for those of you and your brothers who have contributed. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeff Page, who will be presenting the Michael Heath Memorial Scholarship. Jeff?
Mike Heath was a senior track and field athlete who died 2 days after the league meet his senior year. His father generously endowed this scholarship, which we've been presenting to a senior track and field or cross-country athlete since 1989. I was just doing a little calculations, and that means that it's been 33 years that we've been giving this scholarship, a third of a century. The time does fly. This year's scholarship is going to Emma Owen and Braden Bowers, two senior track and field athletes. Emma is a 4-year letter winner in cross country and in track and field. She was a state cross country meet participant 2 years in high school, and probably would have been a state track meet participant if we'd had a state track meet this year and last. She graduates with a perfect 4.0 GPA. She scored a 5 on the AP Calculus exam and scored a 4 on 2 other AP exams. A very stellar student and a great distance runner. She's going to attend Portland State University, where she intends to run cross country and track, and I'm sure she'll be very successful. And she's going to major in mechanical engineering, and I know she'll be very successful at that. Braden Bowers is a 4-year pole vaulter for us in our track program. This year, he set the school record in the pole vault, 15 feet 4 inches, and that's the leading vault in the state in 4A right now. Unfortunately, no state track meet. Braden is graduating with an Associate of Arts degree from Everett Community College through the Running Start program. His only blemish, if you want to call it that, on his GPA all through high school was 1 B+ in a college Spanish class, otherwise all A's through freshman year through his senior year. Braden is leaving in a month on his LDS mission for 2 years. And afterwards, he hopes to attend Brigham Young University, where he hopes to pole vault as well. Congratulations, Emma and Braden. It's been a pleasure and a privilege coaching you and knowing you these past 4 years.
Yes, congratulations to both of our students, and thank you, Mr. Page, for sharing. It's always nice to be able to learn the background of our organizations and the awards that are being presented tonight. It's also sometimes difficult, so thank you for helping us understand the background of our memorial scholarships. Next will be Sam Lowe, who will be presenting for Lake Stevens Rotary Club scholarships and the Sam and Mariah Lowe Scholarship. Sam?
Good evening. I'm Lake Stevens Rotarian and County Council Member Sam Lowe. And I first want to thank our Rotary Club for all their work in putting the scholarships together, and for our scholarship committee who's worked many hours on these awards, and to Lance Morehouse, who you'll hear from in a few moments, who has led the charge for us this year. We have 9 scholarships to give out. I'll be announcing the first 5, and Lance will take care of the last 4. Rotary is, our motto is service above self. And we live that out through the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. And that's what unites us as a club. And that's how we come together from all different backgrounds and political persuasions and everything else. And so we do center around that 4-way test. And here in Lake Stevens, we've added a 5th part of the test, and we always finish it with, is it fun? And so we want to make sure things are fun that we do as we support our community. The first 2 are on your screen there, Callaway Knudsen and Joelle Stever. Callaway wants to be a math teacher and wants to study at Grand Canyon University. She shared what she wanted to be as a math teacher since she was in middle school because of her ability to impact the community. She shared in her interview, when you serve others, you end up learning the most from the experience. Our Rotary Club asked her where she saw herself in 10 years, and she replied, a math teacher at Lake Stevens High School or middle school. So we definitely support that for sure. She was one of the top students and best leaders I've had in my class in her 17-year career, or in my 17-year career was Ryan Ingram, a science teacher at Lake Stevens High School. And it goes on to say she befriended a student in class with a highly impactful learning disability and not only helped her out academically, but tried to be a good all-around friend to her every day. And so with that, we're proud to give Callaway, Kaylee, a $1,500 scholarship from the Lake Stevens Rotary Club. Moving on to Joelle. Joelle wants to study nursing at Boise State University, go Broncos. Joelle's life revolved around sports until she experienced a devastating injury to her right knee. This injury forced her to find courage that allowed her to focus on team building, and she developed an avid interest in community service as well. She's the youngest ever member of the Snohomish Lions Club, and Michael Blaylock, Snohomish Lions Club leader, says, I believe her biggest quality is her sincere desire to be in service to others. She's also been a mentor, volunteer camp counselor for younger players, And in her interview with our Rotary Club, she mentioned that going through her injury led her to wanting to be a nurse as an adult. So we want to congratulate Joelle tonight for receiving a $1,500 scholarship from the Lake Stevens Rotary Club. All right, our next two, as the slides go forward there, are Naomi Watson and Evan Denney. And Evan wants to study business administration at the University of Washington. In his application, Evan shared, quote, "Leaving a positive legacy with a sense of urgency is driven by my faith, and I truly want to leave a lasting impact on every person I encounter." When you meet Evan, it is impossible to miss the fact that he appears to have been born to lead others. Emily Chilson, counselor, in his interview, that was from Emily. In his interview, Evan shared about being a part of the DECA competition as a pretty shy kid. In his sophomore year, he missed going to state by one position and went back the next year, making state and going on to nationals. The Lake Stevens Rotary Club awards Evan a $2,000 scholarship to pursue his dreams. Next, we have Naomi Watson, who wants to study psychology and medicine at Everett Community College. Naomi imagines a future career in which she can help others while satisfying her own career passions. She is drawn to fields such as psychology and healthcare. These career choices are directly beneficial to the individual's health. And I will have the satisfaction of being one of the ones to help carry their burdens, she writes. During her time as Interact Club president, she has overseen initiatives connected to community cleanup, anti-bullying, and collecting food for the local food bank. Her ability to balance all the priorities in her life is impressive and is a testament to her work ethic. And that's from David Marquise, personal finance and marketing teacher and DECA advisor at Lake Stevens High School. So tonight we're proud to, as Lake Stevens Rotarians, to award Naomi a $2,000 scholarship. The last one that I get to announce tonight is Sarah Hull. And Sarah is receiving the Sam and Mariah Lowe Scholarship, or for the last 9 years, the Sam Rotary Scholarship, Sam Lowe Rotary Scholarship. And I started that 9 years ago as a small business owner here in Lake Stevens before I was on city council and before county council. And it was my way to give back to the community as a business owner. And so I'm happy to award this scholarship to Sarah. Just as a way of small background, I hadn't planned on going to college, and I'd received a scholarship my senior year from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County. And through that, I decided to go to college, and now I have a master's degree in organizational leadership, and it started by getting a scholarship. And so that's one reason why I give back to my community. For Sarah tonight, Sarah shared, "As I am interested in political science and policy making, it is more important than ever that I follow the four-way test in order to be strong and an efficient public servant. Sarah is clearly an excellent student and takes any and every opportunity to learn more about the world around her, particularly human behavior, science, and technology. Sarah is versatile, passionate, and persistent, yet also is compassionate towards others." Emily Chilson, counselor at Lake Stevens High School. In her interview with the Rotary, Sarah shared that she plans to go to work in Washington, D.C. as a staffer until she is 30 years old, and then she can run for Congress. She is determined to make the world a better place. And so with that, I want to thank our Lake Stevens Rotary Club for partnering on this scholarship, and Sarah will receive a $2,000 scholarship from myself and my wife and the Lake Stevens Rotary Club. And now I want to introduce Lance Morehouse, who will take care of the other four. And again, I want to thank him for his leadership. He spent dozens and dozens and dozens of hours pouring through these. So thank you, Lance.
Thanks, Sam. So I am Lance Morehouse, vocational chair, as Sam has mentioned, and I'll award the remaining Rotary scholarships. One thing that I will mention before I get started is this year, for the first time, at least in my memory, we had 2 students who declined interviews for scholarships after submitting applications to the Rotary. And you might ask yourself, why would that be? Well, the reason is that they both received full ride scholarships and wanted other students to have the opportunity for a Rotary scholarship. So congratulations to those students. So I am going to start with the next scholarship, which is Ethan Hoglund. Ethan is going to study secondary education at Grand Canyon University. Ethan shared that he really has loved getting to know and walk with middle school age students, so he can't wait to have a career in that same field, being able to be a positive light in those students' life every day. Ethan is a person who cares about serving in his community and others. His friendly, affable personality makes him a hit with peers and adults alike, said Mark Hine, Lake Stevens High School AP teacher, boys basketball and tennis coach. So congratulations, Ethan. The Lake Stevens Rotary Club awards you a $2,500 scholarship to pursue your dreams. Next, we have Josue Cardoza. Josue is going to study aerospace at Everett Community College. And Josue came to the US at 14 years old, not knowing English or any students in his school. He said it took a while to fit in and he excelled at his studies. Mr. Josue Cardoza is to be commended for his professionalism, attention to detail, and commitment to making aerospace his future, says Karen Vincent at Snow Isle. In his interview, he shared that he wants to make his family proud and do something for them. His dream is to become a master avionic mechanic. So congratulations, Josue. The Lake Stevens Rotary Club awards you the Lauren and Lorna Hole Vocational Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 to pursue your dream. Lauren is a lifelong Rotarian, and he and his wife are long-term residents of Lake Stevens, very committed to our community. So congratulations, Josue. The next scholarship recipient is Emma Lund. Emma wants to study dermatology and go to the University of California, Los Angeles. So Emma shared how having respect and truth, being a part of the base of a conversation, can avoid conflict while also prioritizing your own beliefs. Emma is a first-generation college student who, like many students, struggled with virtual schooling before seeking support and overcoming this obstacle. She told a story about getting a pair of UCLA sweats, and that is when she decided where she wanted to go to college. Mom cried when she was accepted. What is exciting, though, is how Emma will represent our community, herself, and the people she gets to interact with moving forward post high school and beyond, from Randall Eden's Lake Stevens High School head girls basketball coach and social studies teacher. So congratulations, Emma. The Lake Stevens Rotary Club awards you a $3,500 scholarship to pursue your dreams. And last but definitely not least, the final recipient from the Rotary Club of Lake Stevens Scholarship is Shelby Ames. Shelby is going to study biochemistry at University of Washington. And in her application, she said, I want to grow up to be an advocate for my community, a benevolent role model, and most importantly, I want to be an individual who puts others' needs before my own wants. Hardworking and determined, passionate and motivated, Shelby has what it takes to become a thoughtful, caring, and innovative doctor, says Marina McLeod, mathematics faculty at Everett Community College. Shelby shared very honestly during her interview and is another first-generation college student. She is one of 5 students from Lake Stevens High School that earned 3 varsity letters in community service from the United Way of Snohomish County. The minimum was to complete 145 hours, and Shelby completed 1,000 hours of community service during her high school career. Her ability to overcome many personal obstacles in a difficult family life speaks volumes about her perseverance, all of which I believe have made her strong, independent woman she is today. It has allowed her to make positive lifestyle choices in her life and to set important goals for her future, said Alicia Rosebrook, program director at the Lake Stevens Boys and Girls Club. So congratulations, Shelby. The Lake Stevens Rotary Club awards you the Gregory Mastin Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $4,000 to pursue your dreams. Gregory was a young man who had significant disabilities and graduated from Lake Stevens High School in 2013. Gregory lived an inclusive life in the community and unfortunately passed away in 2016 at the age of 25. Your story about learning to work with a child with autism resonated with Gregory's mom and I, and we honor you with this scholarship. So on behalf of our club, I say thank you to all of the students have accomplished so far and the great things that you will accomplish in the future. You give us hope that this world will be a better place. And I'd like to add my thanks also to Kim LaFortune. Thank you, Leslie, for doing that at the beginning of the program. Without you, we wouldn't be able to award these scholarships. So thank you for your commitment to the students. You really make a difference. Thank you.
Congratulations and all those students, and thank you both Lance and Sam for these recognitions. As I'm listening, it just always reminds me upon reflection how important this night is and reminds us of how special it is to be able to celebrate and remind us of why we do what we do. I would like to move to our next honoree, who will be presenting the Jill Renshaw Human Services Academic Scholarship. Please welcome Mark Spurgeon.
Thank you very much. I was a teacher, a coach, and then an assistant principal at Lake Stevens High School back in the 80s. And Jill Renshaw was one of my students, an absolutely lovely individual. And Jill was committed to international studies. She had been an exchange student to Spain and was actively involved with American Field Services. The Jill Renshaw Scholarship was enacted after Jill's unfortunate death while working at the University of Washington and working on trails. And it's all about the commitment to improving the human condition, which Jill was entirely involved in. One of her recommendations mentioned that she was in that the recipient was in the youth aerospace program. It's extremely detailed and goal oriented. Was a natural leader, a team player, and adaptable to given situations, as well as a curious and faster learner. In her personal statement, the recipient said, "When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I switched my pursuits to more technological software development. And it's more similar than one might think, because instead of creating dresses out of fabric, software development creates function programs that people depend on every day." She continues, "I want to continue to work on these skills so I'll have more skills to help people solving their problems." And then she goes on to write, "My goal," in bubble letters and neon pink, she wants to follow her ideas. Our recipient was the Key Club president at Lake Stevens High School, and they did numerous projects. And she notes that each project, each drive that I helped plan and project was that my team and I developed, gave me more insight into how much impact that volunteer work can have on individuals and communities. And you know, this harkens back to Rotary and that. But she says, "I won't know what the world needs from me until I see what the world needs. But once I do, I know that I will be able to contribute as an excellent leader and teammate to that demand. And these are the goals that this scholarship will help me accomplish." So we are absolutely delighted to present a scholarship to this wonderful young woman, Madison Cordell, to improving the human condition. She's an amazing young lady. As we read her personal statement and reviewed her academic requirements, I mean, she's a 4-point. She has devoted herself to service. It really, really exemplifies what Jill was all about. And we're so delighted to present this $5,000 scholarship to Madison Cordell. And we really are excited to see how you are going to advance in the coming years. We're so excited for you. Congratulations, Madison. Go out and do great things. Thank you.
Thank you so much and congratulations. Appreciate it, Mark. And next we will invite Joe Cronin, who will be presenting the Bert Cronin Award. Joe, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having us and the Cronin family here. We always look forward to this. This is our third year doing the scholarship. So this scholarship is named after my father, who was a community developer in Lake Stevens and a community member, kind of spearheaded the Boys and Girls Club project, spearheaded the batting cage project at Lake Stevens High School. And I was a teacher and coach at Lake Stevens, and we coached the Cavallero 9th grade baseball team for 8 years together, which was an absolute blast. That was my dad, with Roger Anderson and Jim Willie and all those guys. So again, we're looking for people that are really community oriented, that left Lake Stevens High School better than how they found it. That was kind of a motto of his. And first of all, I want to thank all the people on the committee. So how this works is the applicants are, they apply, and then the family members go through and pick their top 8. And then we have a big dinner with a bunch of senior teachers and get together and figure it out together. We talk to counselors, talk to community members, and we have a top 4 for all of that. So that's kind of how it's vetted out. So this scholarship will be 4 $5,000 scholarships for these recipients. So very excited, great applicants. All the applicants were awesome. Lake Stevens High School has amazing applicants every year. I taught there for 8 years. I know it, great place to be, great school, great community. So that being said, the first recipient is Noah Wright. So Noah tells a story about how his parents watched a video about sending their children to Disneyland. So they surprised him. They went, hey, they didn't say anything, got him in the car, picked him up from school, drove to Disneyland. And they go, kids, do you want to, or drove to the airport. Hey, kids, do you want to go to Disneyland? And he started crying because he didn't want to miss any school. So that's a pretty dedicated student, 8 years old or 9 years old, whatever he was. Noah's a 4.0 student, numerous AP classes, involved in DECA, volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club, is an Eagle Scout, which is a really amazing thing to do. And then what was impressive is he created chemo care kits with gum, mints, tissue, water bottles, soap, hand sanitizer, lotion, and even a personal handwritten card for, and it gave him to the Seattle Cancer Care Alignment, 250 chemo kits for those dealing with chemo and cancer. So that's pretty impressive as well. He's described by his teachers as polite, committed, compassionate, considerate, dedicated, honest, and thoughtful. So congratulations, Noah, on being the first recipient this year for the scholarship. The second recipient, who I've seen up here a few times as well, is Madeline Coe. Madeline has a 4.0 GPA with 12 AP classes and college and high school classes, which is really impressive. My goodness. She's the president of the National Honor Society, has been since sophomore year. I'm sure that's probably unprecedented. And then very involved in the theater program. She was a sound technician in Godspell and then played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. So well-rounded student as well. And during COVID, she founded a learning, kind of a learning model with NHS, basically virtually tutoring students, which I know is a big deal. And I'm a teacher, and teaching in Zoom is tough and students need help. And for her to find the time to do that and the compassion to do that, to help those in the community, is really impressive. Madeline's described as a star, okay, by one teacher: critical thinker, talented, hardworking, motivated, having a big heart, and selfless. Those are pretty great adjectives to have. So congratulations, Madeline Coe, being the second recipient. The third recipient, and I'm loving these pictures up here. I missed the senior pics. It's always a fun day. When I was teaching leadership, that was the craziest day in the classroom. Everyone dressed up, ready to get their picture taken. Just awesome. Lots of school spirit there. Is Michelle Fast. Michelle is a 4.0 student taking multiple AP classes. She's a member of the Lake Stevens High School volleyball teams, finished all Wesco a couple years, all area a couple years. I think it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, that Lake Stevens finished second in volleyball in state. So again, a very good volleyball team at Lake Stevens as well. She's involved in the Boys and Girls Club and then helped the LS volleyball team with a fundraiser for a mother with terminal cancer as well. She's described as energetic, hardworking, enthusiastic, genuine, determined, and compassionate by her teachers. So congratulations, Michelle Fast, for the third recipient. And the last recipient, the final of four, last but not least for sure, is Cali Knutson, who I've also heard stories about from the various other scholarships as well. Pretty impressive, considering I know her father fairly well, that he would have such an offspring. So congratulations, Andy, for raising a great daughter in Cali. Again, I know I was impressed with this, or we were impressed with the same thing Sam talked about with her helping students in need. I mean, that was the biggest thing I got. It was, very impressive. AP classes, leadership, involved in numerous sports, well-rounded, that all-American kid, in Lake Stevens. But it was the what Ryan Ingram said, who's also a good friend of mine. She's not only helped out academically with students, he tried to be her friend every day, and basically said everywhere she goes, she seeks to brighten the day of others. And if we could all do that, I mean, imagine what a wonderful world it would be. So I'm a very compassionate student as well. And he also said, if I were to start a business, she would be the first person I would hire. So that's impressive as well. And I also love that senior picture right there. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for having us. The Cronin family loves to be involved. Again, your community, the Lake Stevens community is awesome. My mom still lives next to Lundin. My brother builds and develops there. And my sister lives right next to me, and she was a student there. And love the Lake Stevens community. Keep doing what you're doing. And what an impressive group of students that we have there. So keep it going, keep it rocking.
Yes, thank you so much, Joe. Couldn't agree more. And we do appreciate your family and your family's support and your service to also the communities around us. And congratulations to our students who received the Bert Cronin Award. I will move forward, and before doing so, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to also tell you that typically in each senior year, we have our top 10 graduating seniors. This year, we had to change the award title to be our top honor graduates because yes, we had 23 total seniors with 4.0 cumulative GPA overall. So we had to recognize that we could not just say top 10 this year, we had to have the top 23. So congratulations to those seniors. Without further ado, I'm going to move forward and recognize the Lake Stevens Lion Club scholarships. And I don't believe that Elliot Cheat was able to be with us this evening. So my apologies for not having a stronger background on the awards. I know that Elliot always gives wonderful background. You've heard a lot of great things about these students, Ethan Hoglund, Callaway Knutson, and Noah Wright, who are recipients this year of the Lake Stevens Lion Club Scholarship. So congratulations to those students for that award. If Elliot does happen to join us, we'll make sure that he has a moment to be able to share further details. Next, I would like to go ahead and invite Carrie Blankenship and Christine Feaster, who will be doing the Lake Stevens Education Foundation Scholarship. Carrie and Christine.
Thank you, Leslie. On behalf of the Lake Stevens Education Foundation Board and specifically the Scholarship Committee, we are so honored to be here tonight and recognize some very special graduating seniors from the class of 2021. What an impressive group of young adults we have here at Lake Stevens High School. Each and every application that we received told a tale of not only excellent academics, but also great resilience. And we are so very proud of each member of the class of 2021. Along with our managed scholarships, which Christine will read after I read the LSCF scholarships, we were able to award a total of $10,000 to the following individuals. Some of these you may recognize. First, we have Madeline Coe. She's going to be attending Northeastern University and focusing on cellular and molecular biology. Alyssa LaCourciere is going to be attending Central Washington University studying elementary education. Alexandra O'Connor is going to be attending Western Washington University studying English and Communications. Juliana Oakdahl is going to be attending the University of Washington studying Graphic Design. Micaela Perez is going to be attending Seattle Pacific University studying Life Science and Biology. Jay Roughton is going to be attending Grand Canyon University studying Physical Education. Sorry, Jay, I bungled that one. And then next we have Christian Santori, who will be attending Western Washington University studying STEM. Emma Scrivens, who will be attending Southern Virginia University studying psychology. Benjamin Stainbrook, attending Western Washington University studying photojournalism. Madison Tabor, attending Western Washington University studying education. And lastly, for the LSCF scholarships, we have Ian Wright, who is attending Washington State University studying English and teaching. And Christine is going to take over for our managed scholarships, but congratulations to each of you.
All right, thanks, Carrie. So the Lake Stevens Education Foundation has the opportunity to partner with many generous individuals, families, and businesses that sponsor scholarships. So I'm excited to share with you the recipients of these various awards. So if you could advance to the next slide for me, Dan. Awesome, thank you. So Ace Hardware Lake Stevens Scholarship is being awarded to Evan Denney. The Ace Hardware Lake Stevens Running Start Scholarship goes to Shelby Ames. The Robinson Family Scholarship, there are 3 recipients of that this year: Cooper Claremont, Ethan Hoglund, and Sarah Maples. The Chris and Ellen Calkins Scholarship in Agriculture, Science, or Culinary Sciences goes to Noah Wright. The Larry and Linda Juby Scholarship also goes to Ethan Hoglund. The Lady of the Lake Scholarship goes to Zachary Pyle. The Lenora Rendero Memorial Scholarship to Madison Cordell. The Stephen Drew Miller Minority Scholarship to Kimberlyn Bloom. The Miller Family Scholarship to Naomi Schweitzer. Lake Stevens Tax Service Gary Estes Memorial Scholarship to Jessica Vanderpool. And the Lake Stevens Tax Service Sandra Estes Memorial to Callaway Knudsen. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce our next speaker this evening. Well, first off, congratulations to all of you on your awards. Awesome job. So our next speaker is Beth Adolfson. So Beth and Steve will be presenting next. They've generously sponsored scholarships over the last 10 years. So to break that down, they've helped 10 Lake Stevens High School students pursue their goals of attending college and furthering their education. So thank you so much for your support, Beth and Steve, and I'll turn it over to you, Beth.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your help in helping us these last 10 years. My son, Ben, was a senior in high school at Lake Stevens High School when he died by suicide in 2011. And so to raise community connections, which Ben was exceptionally good at, we really wanted to honor a senior who, not because of their academics and not because of whole lot of anything else other than the connections that they could make. We decided to honor Ben and his connections by selecting a senior who went out of their way just because there was a need, not for a whole lot of other motivation. And the thing that Shelby was really able to speak to in her essay was how those momentary connections can raise people up, can hold space for people who are in very difficult situations, and do so with such grace and compassion that it doesn't feel anything other than a human to human connection. And I think this last year has taught us all how much those moments of connection are so needed and so valuable. And so it's interesting that this is, this pandemic has really brought to light a lot of mental health issues. And so all of those parents that are out there, just like Leslie said at the beginning, hug your kids extra hard. If you see someone struggling, please step forward like Shelby and like Ben and make those connections so that that sense of community and belonging isn't just a computer screen, that we really do make that connection. So in honor of Ben and Shelby, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Beth. And this time I'd like to invite Kelly Duvine to present the Distinctive Interior Design Scholarship. Kelly.
Hi, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. I've been a long-term resident of Lake Stevens, and our kids both went through the school district, and I've had my design business here for 26 years. So this scholarship is my way of giving back to the community. I'm happy to announce that the recipient for the Distinctive Interior Design Scholarship is Jessica Vanderpool. Jessica has persevered in her studies and community activities despite the loss of her father 2.5 years ago. In one of her recommendation letters, Karen Morton wrote that she is described as compassionate and she expresses a genuine concern for others. She works well with others and is eager to be involved in activities. Jessica's looking forward to attending WSU to study business management and marketing and minor in interior design. She's planning on pursuing a career in real estate while attending WSU. It is my honor to award the scholarship to you, Jessica. Congratulations.
Very good. Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations, Jessie. And the next presenter will present the PCS Everett Real Estate Scholarship. Please welcome Carmen Pincus.
Hi, I'm the owner of PCS Everett Real Estate, and for the last couple of years, we've given scholarships away to the dependents of military and veterans in the community. And this year, it's Kimberlyn Bloom and Jay Ruffton. I hope I'm saying your last name right, Jay. Both of them wrote amazing essays on what is America's greatest virtue and why. And they were wonderful essays, very well thought out, and they nailed it. And of course, my unbiased opinion is freedom. We live in a fantastic country where we have so much privilege, and we're just blessed to be here. And based on the testimonials and letters of recommendation that were written for them, I can tell these two individuals are going to be very successful, and I'm very excited for their next adventures. Kimberlyn is going to be going to UW to pursue engineering and architecture, and Jay is going to be pursuing physical education. And they both had wonderful GPAs, and I'm very excited for them. And congrats, guys. Good luck to you.
Thank you. And next we have Annalisa Soverns Reed, who will present the Mr. Jim Talley Memorial Scholarship.
Hi there, my name is Annalisa, and I am an alumnus of Lake Stevens High School. I graduated in 2010, and Mr. Talley was my US history teacher, AP US history, an AP art history teacher. And he tragically passed away suddenly in 2012. And I decided this year to make a scholarship in his name for the high school because he had such a big impact on my life. In fact, I did get a degree in art history because of him. And I'm studying my master's degree to become a secondary teacher in history. And I chose Emmy Aylesworth for this award because her essay actually made me laugh out loud, because I asked people what their favorite history period was. And she told me that she couldn't pick because she just loved history too much and the impacts that it has on our lives even to this day. And it's something that I think Mr. Talley would have really appreciated. And I wish he was still around, but I hope that this scholarship will keep his memory alive for future students, because he was one of the best teachers that I have ever had. And congratulations, Emmy, and I wish you the best in your history studies in college.
Thank you so much, Annalise, and congratulations, Emmy. And next, to present the Tracy Larson Memorial Scholarship, please welcome Ken Larson and Carrie Blankenship.
Hi, Zach's with us too. We're here to present the, obviously the Tracy Larson Memorial Scholarship. It is our first year and I am totally unprepared compared to all the other guys. With all the applicants that we had, it was amazing. As we know, cancer can turn our lives upside down, and it affects us all in different ways. In 3 days will be 1 year when Tracy died. So it's kind of it's a bittersweet thing. And with the Memorial Scholarship, we are basically keeping Tracy's memory alive, because many of you may know her. I know, Carrie's basically, a sister to Tracy. And we just wanted to make sure that her memory never goes away. And she basically will live through this and through everyone that she touched. With that being said, again, everyone was great. We only planned on really having one awardee, but it was amazing with the letters that we got. And so I had to have two. The first award goes to Alicia Rosebrook. The reason we picked her was basically because I personally don't know what it's like to have cancer, and a lot of us don't. She does. Tracy knew what it was like to actually have it and deal with it throughout her whole life. Well, the last 10 years anyway. Alicia has dealt with it her whole life. So I kind of felt that was the reason that we should award her first. And then second goes to Madeline Coe. The reason that I picked her was because of her story really matched Zach's and the twins, Kylie and Lily. So it was just really touching, and it became very personal. So with that being said, we gave Alicia $1,000 and Madeline $500 to continue their education. And great job, girls, and thank you very much for being our first of many. So thank you very much.
Wow, Ken and Zach, Kylie and Lily, that's so inspirational. Brought emotions to know that it's only 3 days shy of being 1 year. Thank you for joining our scholarship family, and congratulations to Madeline and Alicia for being the first recipients. And I knew Tracy personally myself, and I would tell you that this is such a legacy. And again, welcome to the scholarship family. Congratulations and thank you. Next, we will recognize the Bill Dietrich Senior Honorarium Scholarship, and please welcome Pam Colbert.
Hi, thank you for allowing me to present the scholarship this evening. I know Joey would be so proud to be given this award to Delaney and all the hard work she's put in to this point and also going forward. A little bit about Joey. It was always Joey's dream to play baseball. He began playing t-ball at the age of 3. He played for many teams through the years, including Arlington High School, where he graduated in 2007. Joey was courted by many Major League Baseball teams and was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. Playing in the minor leagues, Joey had a pitching ERA of 2.92. But then in 2009, Joey underwent Tommy John surgery. After his surgery, Joey didn't feel he could pitch at 100%. So he hung up his cleats, came back home to Washington, where he enrolled in firefighting school and was a pitching coach for the Everett Community College in 2013. That year, the Trojans won the college conference championship. Joey always said he felt he was a better coach than pitcher and enjoyed teaching his craft to those around him, and especially the youngsters. Joey wasn't always only just a baseball player. He was also a very giving young man and volunteered many hours to youth as a Major League Baseball player and a Major League minor player. He was awarded the Tampa Bay Volunteer of the Year award. Sadly, Joey passed away later that year in 2013 at the age of 25. In Joey's memory, the Joey Dietrich Baseball Foundation was created to carry on Joey's memory and his legacy. Currently, the foundation provides baseball and softball scholarships to local high schools, including Lake Stevens and 5 others. The Lake Stevens High School Scholarship is named for Joey's grandfather, my dad, in honor of Joey. Bill Dietrich is a 2-time graduate, as he would always say, once from high school in 1956 and once as a retiring school teacher. Delaney, the foundation is so honored to present you with this $1,500 scholarship. We can't wait to see where your bright future takes you. Thank you on behalf of the foundation, and thank you on behalf of Joey.
Thank you so very much, Pam. And congratulations, Delaney. At this portion of our evening, we are not done with our recognition, but we do have the unique opportunity of recognizing our individual scholarships. And again, while we do this recognition, I just want to highlight that these are the individual scholarships that were reported to Kim LaFortune, our career counselor. I'm sure that there are additional ones, but if we don't know, we are unable to recognize, but we don't want to miss the opportunity to honor and recognize the following students. So at this time, I'm going to invite first Ms. Tanya Grindy, Associate Principal, to read the first set. And what they will do is read the single name as well as the list for some of these students and the scholarships they received. And then next will be Miss Deborah Hay, Associate Principal, will read the other portion of the list. Without any further ado, Tanya, please join us in celebrating our individual scholarship.
Thank you and good evening. First, we'd like to recognize Shelby Ames. Shelby received the Governor J. Inslee Community Service Scholarship, the University of Washington Presidential Honors Scholarship, the Washington State Youth of the Year Finalist Scholarship, the Cronin Family Scholarship, and the, oops, I got that one, sorry, I apologize. I think we got those. I have a different piece of paper, so, and I'm reading the screen at the same time. After Shelby, we have Janrick Armamento. Janrick received the Seattle University Academic Achievement Scholarship. Congratulations. And next is Emmy Aylesworth. Emmy received the University of Maine Merit Scholarship. And Lindsay Billingsley. Lindsay received the Western Washington University Admissions Achievement Award. And not to be outdone by her twin, Reagan also received, Billingsley that is, sorry, also received the Western Washington University Admissions Achievement Award. Samuel Buckmiller received the Hawaii Pacific University Dean's Scholarship. Cooper Claremont received the ROTC Scholarship at Georgia Tech. Madeline Coe received Northeastern University Dean's Scholarship, as well as some others that you've seen for all of these students. Madison Cordell also received the Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship, the Everett Zonta Club STEAM Scholarship, the Washington State Opportunity Scholarship, and the Women's University Club Scholarship. Stella Craver received the Western Washington University Admissions Merit Award. Isabella Day received the Linfield Presidential Scholarship and the Linfield Recognition Award. Isabella Day also received the Visit Weekend Participation Award. Dana Devlin received the Seattle University Academic Scholarship. Michelle Fast received the Western Washington University Academic Achievement Award. Michaela Hennerty, sorry, it's Finnerty. I practiced these two. The Washington State University Regents Scholarship. Aidan Flynn received the Western Undergraduate Exchange Award. Owen Flynn received the Western Undergraduate Exchange Award also. Allison Hanford received the Washington Opportunity Scholarship. Darren Hardy received the VCEA Dean's Scholarship. Chloe Hawkins received Colorado State University Dean's Scholarship. Ethan Hoglund, aside from what you've already seen, also received the Grand Canyon University Chancellor Scholarship and the Grand Canyon University Honors College Scholarship. The Lambeth Family Scholarship and the Young Life Scholarship. Sarah Hole also received the George Washington University Presidential Academic Scholarship. Ben Howard received the Harry E. Botesh Architecture Scholarship and the Western Undergraduate Exchange Award. Cameron Hunter received the DAA Football Scholarship. Callaway Knutson, aside from what you've already seen, also received the Grand Canyon University Chancellor Scholarship. Alyssa LaCourciere also received the Snow Isle School Retirees Association Unit 22 Scholarship and the PSE Public School Employees of Lake Stevens Scholarship, as well as the Children of CWU Alumni Scholarship. Jeremiah LaSalle received the Ottawa University Athletic Scholarship for track. Cole Lippman received the Blue and Gold Scholarship. And the Montana State University Academic Achievement Scholarship. Sarah Maples received the Community Service Scholarship on behalf of the Marysville Police Officers Association. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over now to Ms. Hay.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Ms. Grundy. Next will be Ms. Hay.
Good evening, everybody. Nikayla Perez is receiving the Seattle Pacific University Faith for Future Scholarship. Nolan Philpott is receiving the Western Undergraduate Exchange Award. Connor Prowl is receiving the Vineland College of Engineering and Architecture Dean Scholarship, Washington State University Distinguished University Achievement Award. Delaney Riddle is receiving North Central University Presidential Scholarship. Cassandra Rodriguez Cruz is receiving the Seattle Pacific University Faith for Future Scholarship. Alicia Rosebrook is receiving Everett Community College Academic Award. Jay Ruffton is receiving Grand Canyon University Dean Scholarship. Hannah Sanguin is receiving Seattle Pacific University In-State Matching Scholarship. Gwenora Saralt is receiving Bachelor's of Music and Performance Scholarship. Colby Sales is receiving NCAA Equestrian Team Scholarship for Fresno State. Ravir Singh is receiving Falcon Bound Commitment Award, Seattle Pacific University Merit Scholarship. Christina Springer is receiving Montana State University Merit Scholarship. Benjamin Stainbrook is receiving Lake Stevens Education Foundation Scholarship. Joelle Stever is receiving Boise State University Treasure Scholarship. Ethan Stewart is receiving Ebenezer Endowment Scholarship and Marion T. Krause Scholarship. Allison Strabel is receiving Seattle Pacific University Faith for Future Scholarship. Madison Tabor, Western Washington University Admission Merit Scholarship. Carly Try, Western Washington University Athletic Scholarship for Volleyball. Janelle Elizabeth Udasco is Washington State University Bright Spring Brighter Future Scholarship. Hunter Wells, Grand Canyon University Dean Scholarship. Oscar Westendorf, Western Washington University Merit Scholarship. Ian Wright, National Merit Scholarship. And Noah Wright, Brigham Young University Full Tuition Award. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Grindy and Ms. Hay, and congratulations to our individual scholarship recipients. Again, these are the ones that were reported to us that we know about, and I'm sure there are many seniors out there that have other scholarships or recognitions that we could celebrate this evening. However, we wanted to take this opportunity to make sure that we celebrated all of our seniors, the class of 2021, with approximately 632 students in the graduating class this year. To conclude this evening, we want to thank you, parents, families, and senior Vikings that joined us this evening. And again, I'd like to make sure that you take the opportunity to thank our generous local scholarship donors for their commitment to our students and their future. Typically at this time of the evening, we would break for some photos and some good fellowships and some connections and introductions in person, along with some great snacks provided by our culinary. Since we don't get the opportunity, I encourage you to try and reach out to the various donors and scholarship providers to say thank you. And again, finally, thank you for joining us tonight. Congratulations to our scholarship winners. We look forward to celebrating you this Monday, June 7th at Everett Memorial, where we will have an in-person celebration. And I will leave you this evening with the words of Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. I will add, go big and go relentlessly. Thank you, Vikings, and thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and we look forward to celebrating with you all very soon. Make it an absolutely great night, and thank you for joining us.